Hey fellas, Rusty coming at you, and today we're going to take a look at a case knife. I do believe this knife comes to us from the year 2004, and it is a Rattlesnake covers. I don't know much about this particular knife. I do know that Rattlesnake is sort of like the lizard skin, the sea dragon. It's just kind of one of those that's sought after. It's not the same as your lizard skin in the way that they cut the bone, but there's a special jigging pattern here. I'm going to see if you can see that. And there's just not a lot of these that are out there. Now in 2004, you're going to find these in a natural bone or perhaps an antique bone. I see a lot of them that call it antique. And I do see some yellowish and that kind of thing in there. I bought this one used and it had quite a bit of scratches on the bolsters, and I've used some case paste. I'm happy to say that the blades really turned out well and are shiny. And actually I think they both have the factory edge. And this one is exceptionally sharp. Makes me wonder if that is a factory edge. And this one, you can feel a burr, which makes me think it is a factory edge, but who knows. Excellent action on this. Does have a little bit of the blades rubbing, and you can see on this Spey blade, yeah, maybe you can see just the smallest amount of rubbing. And actually, incidentally, I cut myself on a burr on my latest razor as I got it, and I rinsed them off. I went like so with a paper towel, and the burr stuck out, squeezing it, zipped me. Anyways, that's a side story. Oh, boo-hoo, go cry to someone else. Folk, if you happen to know what the bone is on this, let me know. Let me know if you know anything about how limited these were and that type of stuff. But otherwise, it's just very much standard case trapper. Other than the blade centering, it's very good. We have good transitions. We don't have any gaps. And good action. So we'll bring out some other knives just for a look. Okay, and so as I was saying, I've seen this in 2004. I've seen some with red that were released about 2020. So the same jigging pattern, they were just released in 2020. And this is probably more like a laser engraving. You could maybe barely feel it, but it's not, any indentations. Then I think in 2023, this is what we're looking at. And I do have a 2024 case razor jack. They released 500 of these in the snakeskin. I think it's either snakeskin or rattlesnake. You will find some, not of this one, some of these that say rattlesnake here. They got a red R, capital R, rattle, red S, it's a capital S, snake. And those are pretty cool. So, but this, in my opinion, is with a smooth bone, antique bone. I can feel more texture in that. Has a bullet shield, but then they made this change, and I did find a trapper in this. Don't know the numbers that were built, where they were released, when they were released. I want to say that trapper was like a 2023. There's one coming up. The auction's going to end soon. I might maybe try to grab it. And lastly, got a couple more check out the video on this. This is my case lizard skin. And so when I was talking about the differences, when the burn's done right on this is a copperhead, it does look, it's a pretty good rendition of a lizard skin, and this is more of a laser engraving. Let's get these out here and just compare. I know the diamonds might be at 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course, bone to bone we only have, so these diamonds are bigger because we only have 2 and then maybe a third and a third. So the diamonds are bigger on this. And then the back side, and we'll flip them around to get them. This looks like the underbelly of a snake, which I think is an improvement. So we'll set these aside and want to bring out this one. This is a case 62. That's a bone with 2 blades, 0.46, and it's a humpback or swell center moose. And I should have brought out my Winchester. This comes to us from the year 1992, and it's a case, I don't remember if they call them collectibles, case classic, but definitely they were limited in numbers, carbon steel. So this is how I got it. I'll shine it up some with some case paste and shoot a video on it. Look for it later. This might be the climax of my season. Might be the best knife that I picked up in season 4. Okay guys, thanks for joining me.